here you can see I've got an empty project, and I want to start previewing some MuClips. MuClips are basically MIDI files that are stored with their instrument or their sounds. So to preview those, we'll click on the what. In this case, we want to preview MuClips. And these are under the factory library. And in here you can see a list, starts with bass and goes through drums, down through sequence, and some other things. To click on those, simply double click. That's being auditioned here. You can turn that off. Go to the next one. So we'll start with inserting a drum loop. To insert that, we'll simply click and hold and drag it over to the left. There's the MIDI item, the MIDI file, and there's the instrument that's saved with it. We'll set up a loop so that that'll play. Now while that's playing, we can actually audition other MuClips that will play in time with the one that we've inserted. This is a very fast way to audition sounds and ideas. Absolutely fantastic. I like that one. I'll just stop that and we'll drag this over. Again, the MIDI file, in this case it's a little bit longer than the original, or than the first one we've inserted. And you can see again the instrument that was saved with, in this case, MuTools' own basic synth. Now if we want to match those as far as length and time, simply extend the loop out, click on that left edge or the right edge, and drag it out. Now they'll play together. So far we've used the presets that came with MuLab, and all of these are using Muke's instruments. But if we wanted to use a third-party VST, say another synthesizer that was not a part of MuLab or Muke's, we can do that also. Again, we'll search for MuClips, but this time we'll search in the user library. And these are the categories I have set up for mine. In this case, we'll look at synths. So, again, I can audition. What's great about this is you can write small parts or small ideas and save them as clips and quickly audition and run through and see what you want to work with. So in this case, I'm going to bring that in. I'm going to mute the bass that we had. So so I can see how this sets up with the drums. And drag my loop out so that it gets the whole thing. Let's take a look at Fathom for a second. It's going to load up the preset. And that kind of a bouncy is coming from the envelopes here. It's not actually a part of the sequence. It's being done internally to the VST. There's also some modulation going on inside the VST that was saved with the MuClip as well, which makes it a fantastic tool for sound design. If you're creating a patch and you want to use some of the modulations that are available, all of those can be stored so you can quickly, click on something and see what's happening with it. So that's how you would use an external VST with MuClips. Now, how you would set that up as far as saving it or creating your own, let's do that now. So we'll delete that. We'll delete this. We'll add an instrument track. In this case, we'll choose, let's go to factory presets. Pick a bass, FM bass. So now your MIDI file can be created by actually playing the notes, or you can write them in with mouse clicking. So if we just wanted to play it in, you might want to use a metronome just to get in time, but it always feels better to me to play along with some type of percussion, so I'll record along with this drum loop. There's the MIDI file. Now I can come in and make adjustments to this. This velocity seemed a little bit low, and this one maybe a little bit strong. Timing-wise, you can see that it's not to grid per se. They're gaps, so that allows you that human feel that can be stored with the MIDI file. So we'll leave it unquantized, and I just made an adjustment here to the velocities just to even out the tone of the sound. So now we've created a little passage here with a MIDI file that has an instrument, which is my FM bass. And I want to save that as a MuClip. I would right click here on the MIDI file, or the sequence of the MIDI notes. And here under presets, save as a preset file. This will actually create the MuClip file. And since I've had some others here, it automatically jumps to where I was last working. Here you can see it's in my MuLab libraries, under user, down through library, down under MuClips, and in this case, a bass. I want to save it as a new file under that bass heading. So I'll just create, call it MuClip 1 bass. A lot of times I'll create names that give me an idea of what the sound is just by looking at it, such as slow and mellow or super groovy with automation. Just something in the name that kind of tells me, what I'm doing. Here, just a simple name because we're making this video and we want to be able to see where that is. So at this point, I'll say OK. And under my bases over here, in my user library, under the MuClips, showed up here. Just to confirm it's the same, I'll click and drag it over here, and there it is again. So that's basically how you work with MuClips. I find it to be an absolute brilliant way to create little passages, to save quick ideas, and also a way to browse through things really quickly